Maybe a little controversial, but we gotta talk about it. How do you feel about the Universe 6 Saiyan, specifically the fact that the Universe 6 Saiyan King and Renso, aka Khalifa's older brother and Kabe's mentor, are pretty much weaker than the rest of the Universe 6 Saiyans we know of? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Universe 6 Saiyan, Saiyan King, Renso, all that shh. And today's topic is brought to you by Mr. Kevin 9856, and he says he wanted me to make a video on the Universe 6 Saiyan King and Renso and how powerful they could be, because Kabe was the strongest Saiyan on planet Sadala and was as powerful as base Vegeta in the tournament. And some say Vegeta was as powerful as Buhan or even stronger than Kid Buu. But if Kabe is naturally that powerful, where would you say the King and Renso are on that scale? They have been as strong as Kabe at one time in their lives, or were below him. And Kabe, Kale, and Caulifla were all born really powerful like Vegeta, Gohan, and Broly in the new generation. Good question. A couple things to tackle. Of course, we know for the sake of, I guess, canon, I gotta say it just because I know the super critical canon people say it. Broly's not canon, so for this sake of this discussion, I'm probably gonna leave him out. But Vegeta and Gohan and even Goku, I think, would probably be a better way to go ahead and discuss it. Kabe, Caulifla, and Kale's strength. To you guys, do you think it's BS? I'm getting in the gist that a lot of people feel the Universe 6 Saiyans haven't really earned their strength, their rites of passage for where they are currently in Dragon Ball Super, and everything's kind of been handed to them. And I think I mentioned that in a previous video I just did a couple of days ago. And then to answer your question in regards to the Universe 6 Saiyan King and Renso, if they were once as powerful as Kabe, I'm not sure if that was the case. I think they may have been as powerful as they could have been, but to say Kabe's level, because Kabe is pretty damn strong for his base form, and he still hasn't even kicked it up past another transformation or another form yet. So Kabe's potential is still very wide, and I'm not sure if the Universe 6 Saiyan King or Renso were ever as strong as that. Maybe Renso in his prime, I think maybe in his prime he probably could have been as strong as base form Kabe at some point, but then it depends, because he also admits that he's been weaker than his younger sister Caulifla. So if that's kind of what we're going based off of, then maybe in that case he really hasn't reached Kabe's level in terms of power and strength yet. It's still hard to say because we haven't gotten an official confirmation exactly in regards to their older power or their previous power. Just because they may not be at that level now doesn't mean they weren't at some point in time. Of course, all you have to do is stop training or neglect your training, get injured in Renzo's case, and of course in terms of things that you used to keep up with in regards to your training, your abilities, your power, your technique, all that stuff, you can lose sight of that, especially if you're not keeping up with it. So I think it's something that really is just opinionated. You can say, well, I think he was maybe at some point as strong as Kabe, or you could say I don't think he ever was at that point. As for me, I don't want to say it's not possible that he could have been at Kabe's level, but I'm thinking based off of how Kabe has been introduced in Dragon Ball Super as well as the other female Saiyans, I'm under the impression that Renso was powerful, but never as powerful as where Kabe has reached. And I would probably say the same for the Universe 6 Saiyan King, which to me is kind of weird. Of course, the King doesn't have to be the absolute strongest warrior on his planet, but you would think he would have to be one of the strongest. And it appears that there are quite a few Saiyans that we know of course, right now with the 3 Saiyans from Universe 6, not to mention others that could be introduced later on down the road that may potentially be stronger than the Universe 6 Saiyan King. So I'm not sure. Universe 6 and the Saiyans, I'm really interested to see the homeworld and all that stuff eventually, hopefully one day in an arc like I've talked about on this channel before. But as far as the power strengths and who's stronger than who, I just feel like it's kind of a mess a little bit. I don't think anything really makes as much sense as they want it to. And I know a lot of you guys probably feel the same way too, based off of the comments and just the overall impressions and opinions I've been seeing in regards to people thinking that the Universe 6 Saiyans are just kind of BS. Kali fucking handed her transformation, and then the thing with Kale and all that stuff. So you guys let me know your thoughts, comment section below. Do you think Renso and Universe 6 King were ever as powerful as what Kabe's, I guess, most powerful form is as of now? Or do you think they surpassed his power at one point, or that they've always generally been quote-unquote strong, but not Kabe strong, I guess I should say, in reference? And that's kind of the side that I'm leaning towards more so. I think the younger Saiyans on planet Sadala are much stronger than the older generation, which of course would be the King, Renso, their mentors, so on and so forth. I think those mentors and those older Saiyans on planet Sadala have probably been very instrumental in helping the younger Saiyans improve, of course, learn how to fight, become stronger. But I don't know if their power levels themselves were significantly great. I mean, you look at people that contributed to Goku's abilities and even Gohan's abilities. As fighters themselves, they were not powerful, but their techniques, their abilities, their mentoring, all that stuff was very powerful, which helped their pupil, in the case of Universe 7 would be Goku, Gohan, etc., reach forms that they are, you know, some of the most powerful fighters in all of Dragon Ball. I kind of think that was probably the same case in Universe 6. So like I said, in my honest opinion, Universe 6 Saiyan King as well as Renso probably were never as strong as Kabe. Great mentoring, probably have great teaching skills in regards to fighting, technique, all that stuff. As far as power is concerned, I'm not thinking that they were as powerful as they probably should be, or as powerful as we're thinking they would be. Of course, that's just my thought and my opinion on the matter. You guys let me know yours in the comment section below. Once again, shout out to Mr. Kevin9856 for today's topic.